Okay, we are back.
We are back.
Annie opened last night here at the Bass Concert Hall.
Yes.
And we were fortunate enough to talk to Daddy Warbucks, and we're just going to jump right to it. Hey, everybody. Nicole and I are here with Gilgamesh Taggett, who plays Oliver Warbucks, better known, a.k.a. as Daddy Warbucks, in the Broadway Across America's production of Annie, playing now at the Bass Concert Hall. Welcome, Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh. I knew I was going to do that.
No problem. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, I've never heard of this show, Annie. What is it?
Really? Been living under a rock, have we?
Never, ever heard of it. How did you know I lived in a rock?
It's a fancy rock.
It is one of the shows that's lasted for a very, very long time for a very specific reason. It's a show that talks about hope. It's a show that talks about optimism, and I got to tell you, Mr. Charnin and Mr. Strouse and Mr. Meehan struck gold when they came up with this production.
They sure did, and it broke both the rules.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, interestingly enough, it's not just about that they said never work with children or animals. The rule is children or animals. They never said children and animals.
So then it's a new rule.
The secret that they found.
That's smart. Well, actually, speaking of animals, we know that the Broadway production always has a dog that is
Rescued.
a rescue. Is it the same thing for the tour?
Absolutely. That's because of William Berloni, who does the training of the animals. He only works with rescue animals, and he's an amazing book, actually. It's available in the lobby and online. That's definitely worth checking out. Talks all about his rise to his position where he's at now, starting back when he was 18, turning 19 years old, doing the first production of Annie.
Right, and all the dogs are his, right? Doesn't he?
He's gosh, goodness, he has like 20 dogs right now that are just his personally, and then he scours the countryside.
That's amazing.
For rescue animals.
Actually, the revival that was on Broadway 2 years ago, the dog was from Texas. Rescued from Houston.
Well, you could tell because he wore a cowboy hat.
Didn't the boots make a lot of noise on the stage?
they did.
We took the spurs off.
He did the Tommy Tune dance number and tap number, and you can't miss that. So you play Daddy Warbucks, and there's so many iconic roles in the show. But I would assume that playing an iconic role like Daddy Warbucks is got to be both a blessing and a curse.
I don't see the curse part yet, and I certainly hope I never will.
I like that answer.
I do as well.
He definitely is not just an iconic character from this show. He's one of those iconic characters from American musical theater.
Mm-hmm.
He is represented many different ways by interpreting the character as anything other than the simplicity of what he is, which is a very solid man who is determined to make sure his life never feels any kind of weakness or pain or is vulnerable because he doesn't have enough money. And so therefore he is constantly pushing for that financial goal and thinks he has everything he ever wants in the world until he meets the one thing or person that, and it's not just that person, it's that he's met somebody that has something that he never knew he needed, which was love.
Oh,
I love this show.
Very well stated. Yeah, this is one of one of Nicole's favorite shows. We oftentimes talk about Annie.
I try to bring it up almost every week. I love this show.
Well, after you see this version, I hope you bring it up every hour.
We probably will. And how long have you been with the show, this tour?
I've been with this particular show. We launched in September, and we are going until late July with this, with year 2 in the works, and we're talking the great possibilities of continuing it.
Wonderful. And I did a little eavesdropping, and I looked on your blog and your website, and there's some really wonderful, heartwarming pictures of you with some of the kids.
Oh, I love the children. They are so amazing. They're very entertaining. They're more disciplined than us. They're smarter than us already. It's crazy. They're wonderful children, all of them. Izzy, in particular, our Annie, Izzy Swickle, is a charmer. It's impossible to get past her charm, and they're all very intelligent. They're all very well behaved, and they're all very loving. So it makes the transient lifestyle of the traveling theater a lot more palatable.
Right, and I would think with this many kids, we always talk about touring. Both Nicole and I have toured in the past, and you build this family of your tour mates. And I would think, and I have not toured with children.
Me neither.
But I would think
that
that would,
as a child,
doesn't
count.
Didn't count. But I would think that would make the tour more family-like or family-esque.
It very much does. The girls all travel with their parent or guardian. 5 of them have their parent with them. If the guardian of the 6 is actually her grandmother now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so they're always there as well. So whenever there's a birthday, we celebrate. Whenever there's a special event. Actually, Itzy's mom just had her birthday a couple weeks back, and it was one of the biggest events we've had. And she's, technically her daughter's in the show. She's not, but she's been such a part of this traveling, of this growth process of the character of the show. And they really are. It helps remind you that any sadness or loneliness that we feel. And I'm one of the oldest people in the show, or one of the by age, one of the older people in the show.
Right.
I'll get sad, I'll get maudlin, then I'll feel a little, not necessarily homesick, but just new hotel, a new venue. It can be exciting, but it can also be grating on you. But having these children and imagining, oh my God, I don't get to see my best friends every day.
Well, you know what I say.
Then they ache a little, but for them, they've left that life behind.
Yeah.
And so us being able to be there for them actually really helps us be better people and help them keep their chin up, as it were.
I can help you, give them a little piece of advice that works almost all the time.
Okay.
Just tell them, sit them down and say, look at them square in the eye and say, you know what? The sun will come out tomorrow.
I haven't had
Have you tried that?
to do that yet, but I'm pretty sure.
Give that a try. I've always found it. I've always found that to work. Oh God, I had a great question, but then I came up with that wonderful joke, and the question just scooted away from my mind.
The price we pay for humor.
Exactly. Now this tour is the latest revival, the Broadway revival, and what this tour
which I loved,
which I haven't seen, but Nicole did, and she loved it.
And this is it's not just a revival. It's Mr. Charnin who obviously invented and controls the property,
right?
Along with the music by Strouse and Meehan. Having Martin back at the helm is an absolute blessing because he wanted to return the show not to its original look necessarily even, but its original feel, its original heart. The show really is about love and optimism and the can-do spirit of one child and the effect it can have on an entire country who's suffering.
Right.
And by taking it back to its roots, I think he's really discovered the magic that made the show popular in the first place.
Right. So you answered the question I was going to ask without me having to ask it. That's wonderful. And so just finally, have you been to Austin before?
I've been as a child to visit.
Very different.
But not as an adult, so I'm really thrilled. This is going to be exciting.
Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to seeing here in any of your time off?
I'm actually looking to buy a new pair of cowboy boots. They're all I wear.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. I grew up on a farm in Michigan, and I just liked cowboy boots when I was a kid. And I found that traveling in them is very comfortable. They're great in all terrain, so I'm looking forward to purchasing a new pair while I'm here.
There you go. Well, we are so looking forward to having you and the entire cast here, and I'm so looking forward to seeing this production.
Thank you. We're very excited to be here.
That was Gilgamesh Taggett. He's playing Oliver Warbucks in Broadway Across America's production of Annie, playing now through April 26th at the Bass Concert Hall. For more information, you may visit austin.broadway.com.